Now at 5, dangerous pipe bombs in the mail sent to some of the biggest names in politics and the media. Our expert says it may be only a matter of time before the suspects are caught. The first pipe bomb was sent to New York City billionaire George Soros on Monday.
Yeah, but then a rash of new suspicious packages showed up this morning, and they showed up in several locations on the East Coast, including New York City, Washington, D.C., and Florida. All of the packages similar in appearance, all sent to prominent Democrats. And a live look at New York's Columbus Circle, where an explosive device was sent to CNN's offices at the Time Warner Center, and that forced the entire building to evacuate. This is a photo of the explosive device that someone sent to former CIA Director John Brennan at CNN's New York studios. Police say the package also included an envelope containing white powder. Hundreds of people were forced to evacuate the Time Warner Center. The CNN anchors reporting from the street.
We are outside safely. All of our CNN colleagues that we know of are outside.
Another bomb addressed to former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's Chappaqua, New York home was discovered at a postal facility overnight.
We are fine thanks to the men and women of the Secret Service who intercepted the package addressed to us long before it made its way to our home.
Another was caught before it could reach former President Barack Obama's Washington, D.C. home. And Florida office of former DNC chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz also received a device. The White House is condemning the incidents, saying that those responsible will be brought to justice.
That acts or threats of political violence of any kind have no place in the United States of America.
Well, you can imagine the intense search that is now underway to find out who is behind these suspicious packages. KPIX 5 Julie Watts is live outside FBI headquarters in San Francisco with the clue that could give the suspect away. Julie?
That's right, Ken. You know, it was in the FBI offices behind me that they solved the Unabomber case back in the 90s. And certainly the FBI's CSI arsenal has come a long way since then. But insiders tell me they will use some of the same techniques and a few new ones to help track down this suspect.
If you go back and look at the Unabomb, these things were really taped up, and some of that's done purposefully, so when you do tear the package open, that you activate the detonation device.
KPIX security analyst and former FBI agent Jeff Harp worked on the Unabomber case back in the 90s. And while there doesn't appear to be an excessive amount of tape on this pipe bomb envelope sent to CNN, Harp says the stamps are something potential targets should be looking out for.
It's excessive postage. It's unnecessary. Why didn't the person go into the post office and get the package weighed and pay the proper amount?
But the Unabomber case isn't the only local crime story Harp says investigators will be looking to.
Think about the Golden State Killer and how that case was brought to fruition, how they were able to use DNA analysis.
He says thanks to significant advances in DNA crime fighting used this year to track down both the Golden State Killer and NorCal rapist suspects, investigators will likely be scouring these envelopes for any minute sample of DNA to run through a public ancestry database in hopes of finding even a partial match from one of the suspect's distant relatives.
I mean, it may be 2, 3, 4 degrees of separation, but that narrows your group of people that you have an interest in.
As for the suspect's targets, all of the pipe bombs identified so far were sent to prominent political figures in the Democratic Party. What does that say to you as an FBI investigator?
So that tells me one thing, that it's anti-government. It doesn't necessarily mean to me that it's anti-democratic or it's pro-Republican.
Now, we found no signs of increased security outside the offices of local high-profile Democrats Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein. Their offices declined to comment on security. But the FBI says it is possible there are more packages out there. Though we spoke with local law enforcement today, and they say they are not aware of any specific local threats. In San Francisco, Julie Watts, KPIX 5.